This is a special place to get to, but at the end of the day, there's more work to be done, and you just focus on that work.
Malika?
Hey, Bud. I was just wondering if you could expand on with Giannis. Is it shooting? Is it cutting? Is he getting that explosiveness back? What is he actually doing? And is it more than what he was doing the last time he was on the court?
Yeah, no, I'm just going to leave it. He did core work, so he's making progress, and, we're pleased that he's making progress.
Jonathan?
Coach, being somebody who kind of started your career overseas and worked your way up, how much can you relate to somebody's journey like PJ Tucker, who has really grounded himself to get to this point?
Yeah, I wouldn't equate my journey at all, or at least the fact that, but I love that, that he started and played in Europe, and those guys, whether they be American players or international players, that, kind of start and grow in that environment, and find a way to make it to the NBA and have a huge impact on winning. Wherever PJ Tucker goes, he's been a winner. But I think part of that is when you maybe, I think in a film session the other day, we were joking, I don't know, I think Germany and different, Russia and here and there, and it builds his character. He was already tough, but yeah, I love his background and how he's gotten to where he is today.
How early after that March trade did you see what he could bring to this team? I mean, I'm sure that you knew what he could bring, but you saw it with the pieces that you already had.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember, but I just one of the early games, because until you're around somebody, you don't really know. But the versatility of him as a defender, his ability to guard lots of different types of players, just was really impressive in one of the first or second games he was with us. And I would say just ability to guard wings and more perimeter-oriented guys. I think there was a real vision of his physicality on the block, his physicality in the paint, his ability to do that. But then, to guard, different types of players really stood out very, very early.
Dwayne in the front.
Yeah, Coach, you guys have dropped the last game ones in the last two series. What is key to getting that first one in terms of, focus, locking in, and things of that sort?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, I think everybody's, locked in going into a game one. And I think sometimes the team that's maybe more free and more competitive and more just playing basketball, it's players, coaches, we're all similar. You have time and you talk about things and you work on things. And the great debate is, does that free you up to go compete, or does that, put you in a place where you're overthinking? And every coach that's ever been through this, and I guess to some degree players, that's the great, you got to walk that line. And I think, we want our guys to be free and to play and compete tomorrow.
Didn't know if you had even reached out to Pop at all during this and getting to the finals. If so, what kind of things have you asked him, and what kind of maybe advice, not giving everything away, advice he's maybe giving you for getting to this point?
Yeah, I've joked. He's kicked me out at 8 years. It's he's like, I think you have to figure it out on your own. So, I feel fortunate to have been, through the finals before as an assistant coach and watch great players and great coaches, manage and work through it. But, I think just, focused on our group and excited about what we're doing. And we're trying to find our way, just, myself, the team, the group. That's the challenge.
Do Eric in the back?
Hey, Mike.
Jim, sorry.
It's okay. It's a haircut. A couple weeks ago, you talked a little bit about Darvin and Charles specifically kind of being ready to maybe advance. But as your staff as a whole in this process, I don't know if you can run through everybody, but I mean, what have they meant to you? What have they done to help set you up on game days and maybe the players to get to this point?
Yeah, I mean, I've said it many, many times that they are the key to, I think the coaching that our players get, that the coaching that, happens. They do the lion's share of the film, the prep, the work, the player development, how the players grow and how the players will be ready to play. The assistant coaches are phenomenal. What they do in games, It's just they're special. And I'm a big believer in your coaching staff and how important they are. And I couldn't be more proud of them and more grateful for them. They all are, they're all special. Yeah. So, and it's a lot of fun to do it with them. I think they do a good job of bringing a little bit of fun factor, to the process too. So yeah, I love my guys, love my staff. They're incredible.
Dan?
Hey, bud. Kind of along those lines specifically, this organization and your players have been through a ton emotionally since the bubble and beyond. How valuable has it been having someone like Vin Baker, who has as good a perspective on life as anyone? Have you seen that be a factor for you guys as in your culture and in your organization?
Yeah. I think Vin has been incredibly important to us and unique. I think, there's a big part of the staff that, has been together for a significant amount of time. And Vin's a little bit of that new blood, but he's also been here for 3 years and he's been in Milwaukee for a long time and had an amazing career. And the respect that the players have for him, the appreciation and his outlook on life is just, I'm like, every time I'm around Vin Baker, I want more, and he's good for me. He's good for our players. It's hard to kind of, unless you get to experience Vin on day-to-day basis, but he's very special, very good. And this perspective, the words, the thought behind it. He's really good for the players, really good for all of us.
Peter, we'll go to Zoom next.
Okay, the next question will be from Barry Bloom.
Hey, Mike. How much do you know about the whole Milwaukee Phoenix history with them both expanding into the league at the same time, the cream coin flip? If you have any sort of perspective on this, that you're playing in the finals 53 years after all that happened?
I know about as much as what you just described. So, I do, know that those things happen, but I would be, to say it goes much further or much deeper than that. But I do think there's just a ton of respect for the Bucks organization. And, you get to see and feel some of that history and appreciate, where they started. How they've evolved, including those, early 5, 6, 10 years, whatever it was. And now to where we are today and all the things that an organization goes through. It's been great to have, I guess a little 3-year window of it. We joke, 50 plus years and a lot of winning, a lot of success. And I'm just happy to be a little small piece of the Bucks organization.
Thanks.
Next question will be from John Weatherspoon.
Well, congratulations on your finals berth, John Weatherspoon, NBA panel. Can you talk about the team's next off mentality as Giannis has went down and how close this team is?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's one of those, sports cliches that, there's a reason for those cliches because you see it happen time and time again in different sports and playoffs and what the group was able to do, without Giannis in Game 5 and Game 6. And, Bobby Portis obviously shouldered a lot of that. But, I think what, Pat Connaughton is able to do, Jeff Teague, Brent Forbes, Brooke taking on a more significant role, how Drew and Chris led and, PJ Tucker, everything he does, it's about winning. So, I think the whole group, I guess next man up is the phrase, but it's really each man taking a little share of that load. And the guys did that well. And we may have to do that going into Game 1 and until Giannis, hopefully is able to return.
Lisa, last question in the back row.
All right. So, Coach, with Giannis' uncertain situation, does it make extra difficult for you and your staff in very short period of rest time?
I mean, it's the playoffs. They always have a little bit of, things that are complicated and hard. And I'm sure Phoenix, they may be asking Phoenix the same question. Is it harder, not knowing? And you know, you just got to take things as they come. Again, try and keep things clean for the players. You know, just allow them to go out and play. And I think the fact that we had a game 5 and a game 6 and understand, you know, what we need to do, regardless of who we're playing, is helpful, dealing with, you know, the circumstances that we have. All right, thanks.
Thank you, Coach.